Grand rising and priming powerful beings. Shout out to you. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I'm here to talk to you about keeping the fire of desire alive. Listen, the desire you place in your heart, God placed in your heart, is a voice in your mind that says you have the ability to create that. So God never places a desire in somebody's heart or the ether. You never get ideas if he wasn't the person that was born to carry it out. The process then becomes you have to get better to carry it out. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking about keeping the fire of desire alive. So I don't know about you, but if you had the fire burning, like you felt like you wanted to do something, but you didn't quite get it, and then you start like the fire is dying, then it's time to revive your fire, because desire is the first step towards riches, as Napoleon Hill suggests. So keep tapping into this episode of Ed Talks Daily. Let's go. Keeping the fire of desire alive. This is Ed Talks Daily. I just want to let everybody know that this is a podcast, so if you're just not watching on Instagram, bear with me as I do the introduction. Ed Talks is a daily podcast to help you grow in all aspects of your life, solidify a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy relationships that will lead to an in-tune spirit. So join me on this journey of becoming the best version of ourselves. If you're on a podcast that can motivate you, a podcast that will inspire you, a podcast that will educate you on ways to personally develop, Ed Talks Daily is for you. For those of you who are watching, I want to make sure that you are in the loop. So make sure you text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605 so you can be added to the text messaging tribe, where I'll send you to daily text messages about what we got going on. So any new episodes, and not only you're gonna get episodes and you're gonna get, but you're gonna be part of my text community, which is going to be a great way to stay motivated and inspired, because I'm going to send you daily personal motivational content. So make sure you text Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. Let's go. Okay, the fire of desire. What does that mean? One of the major keys to riches is to have a desire to create a change, to have a desire to do something, to have a desire to release into the world the gift that God put inside of you. I'm gonna say that again. You have to have a desire to release into the world the gift God placed inside of you. So if your gift is like a seed, you have to make sure that you're watering that seed, that you are every single day, you are letting that seed transmute itself into a plant, because you are honoring the universal laws. You are honoring the divine laws. So what is the fire of desire? A lot of people, the reason why they don't really shine their light is because they don't shine their light. Is that they suppress their voice, they suppress their fire, they suppress their desires. They're told to shut up and just follow the system. They're told not to make a mark, but just follow the system. Shut up and go through, get a job, get a work for 40 years and then die. And that's the issue. The issue is because we are being groomed, we have been raised like cattle to literally lead into the slaughterhouse. So what happens is most people spend their time in the farm of life, and they're not the cultivator of their own life. They're simply the maintainer of what the master told them. So they're in slavery while they can be cultivating their own garden. And you may wonder, like, how do you do that? That garden is the seed of your gift, right? The seed of your gift is here for you to be able to turn that seed into a tree. But once you when you suppress the fire of your desire, that seed is no longer placed in the right environment, because you don't have the light to create the photosynthesis that creates life. Once you dim your light, the light that does the photosynthesis of creation is no longer there. Some people cover up their fire, which means they suppress the oxygen. There's no life force towards the fire. Right? So they're suppressing their fire of desire just because they have become groomed to the fact that, you know what? It's not possible for me. I can't do this. It's too late. I have too many responsibilities. I'm not as young as I used to be. And because they're thinking this way, they say, well, it's too late. I'm not as young as I used to be. I don't know if I can do this. It's not possible for me. They're suppressing their fire of desire. You keep calling on God. God keep telling you yes. God says, yes, it's in you. You can carry this out, but you keep telling yourself no. Right? You have to say yes if you want to transform things for you. And by that, I mean, you have to follow the intuition, the ideas. God has already answered your prayer in the form of idea. You're just not coming up with the organized plans to carry out the idea. You're steadily suppressing the fire of your desire because you're afraid of burning up the house. You're afraid of success. You're like, if I succeed, I don't know if I can handle it. Will this fire go all around my life? Will it burn into my relationships? Will it keep me away from my kids? I've heard that many rich men or women are not able to. Is that going to happen to me? So the fear of success. A lot of people don't carry out their fire. They suppress their fire because they fear that they're going to be a failure if they succeed. And that's the issue. So the fear of success, the fear of failure, being afraid of, if I actually let this fire urge me to be a creator and do something in this world, I don't know what other people are going to think about me. I don't know if they're going to accept me. I don't know if they're going to judge me. So not only do you have the fear of success, you have the fear of failure because you say, hey, I don't know, my friends are going to go way farther than me. Why are you worried about your friends going on vacation? You should be in the lab cultivating your garden, because then you become free in your own garden. Look, best you are free in your own garden than be in the amazingness of somebody else's garden, enslaved to their ways, enslaved to being on their time, enslaved to you having to follow what they say. Best you take your time little by little, seed by seed, planting the fruits every day, rather than you slowly draining yourself to death by suppressing the seed of your gifts. Now, if the environment you're in right now waters the seed of your gift, then great. Then that means that burning desire that you have is actually carrying itself out every single day. So the seed of your gift is very important. And a lot of people have this burning desire, but too much clouds stand in the way of their light, which means the cloud of overthinking, the cloud of anxiety, the cloud of stress. Those clouds come above your sunlight, and it causes you to be in a mood that seems like you're down, in a mood where the weather seems like it's raining, where it's storming, right? They have clouds of anger. They have lightning of anger, right? You could hear the warring of their soul asking to be freed from the storm called their life. And what I'm asking for you to do is you got to keep the fire burning, the fire of desire, because unless you keep the fire of desire burning, what happens is you feel like you're in the cold. Then a lot of people go through the cold season of their life, and that's their whole life, and they become a cold person because they got no fire, they got no drive, they got nothing they're creating. They don't know where they're going. They don't have a sense of direction. Like Napoleon Hill says in the book of Think and Grow Rich, they don't have a definiteness of purpose. So the raining situation or the coldness of your life that's made you cold is because there isn't a definiteness of purpose. It's because there is a suppression of the fire of desire. It's because there's a light that you're not shining, so you're not getting the ingredients for your dream to blossom. Somebody says, the seed of my gift, what do I need for the seed of my gift to grow? Somebody said, you're going to need sunlight for that. You're going to need water for that. You're going to need compost for that, right? So you're going to have a certain amount of belief, some amount of vision. You have to be able to see it happening even when it's not looking like it is, right? So that's what keeps a person going. That's what keeps the light growing, is when you have a vision, right? The light entering the retina, right? Is you in the middle of the darkness. Your vision allows you to go through. Somebody says, I have tunnel vision, right? They're going through a tunnel and they don't know if they're going to come out the other end, but because they are a light in this situation, because they have so much faith and persistence, they are able to walk through the funnel to the tunnel, and then they keep their vision alive. They have a destination. They have somewhere they're going. They have something they're going to build in the world. They're not stuck to saying, hey, look, I am advocating my power. I'm giving it to these people. They're advocating for their gift. They're advocating for what they stand for. They're speaking their truth. Hey, this is what I believe, and I'm going to do whatever I can to share that, right? I'm going to do whatever I can to share not only what I believe, but the gift that I have. And every day I'm going to learn to be a gift. And I am being a gift because I understand the importance of the seed of my gift and why God put me here. And with this understanding, you no longer stand underneath your limited beliefs and call it understanding or knowing. You rise up above the circumstances. You stand up on the things that you've learned to see over the wall that you haven't been able to see over. You feeling stuck, you feeling like you're boxed up, it's because you're not looking over the wall. Not because you're not looking over the wall, but because you're not looking inside of you, right? Because the light is in you. You are the light of the world. So why do you keep dimming your light? Why do you keep suppressing the fire of your desire? You're like, I ought to do that. I want to do that. I feel like I should do that. I'm getting in my spirit that it's time to do that. But you know what? I don't think they're ready for that. I don't think I can do it. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's my family. I've never done this before. And you're suppressing your light because you really, instead of finding the steps, you take 10 steps back and you go hide in the corner. And I'm telling you, in this season of March, it's time for you to plant your seed in the ground, water that plant, and let it grow. And sometimes you're going to be watering that plant, you're going to be fertilizing it, you're going to be taking your time to cultivate it, and you're keeping that fire of desire alive. You're putting wood in it every single day, but sometimes you might not see the effects of the fire. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay warm in the midst of the cold weather of your life when you feel disappointed, when you feel like you're not in appointment with the schedule that you have for your life. Look, when you feel like you're not in appointment with the schedule that you have for your life, I need you to listen to the schedule that God has for you. And I need you to start following the plans in according to God's timing. Because sometimes you're going by your timing and God is telling you this is the time for you to do this. And somebody says, God is telling you that. The spirit, your intuition, insight from the ether, you're getting information that you don't even know from infinite intelligence, as Napoleon Hill calls it. So all of this information that you feel like you need to go on that path, the reason why you're not ahead is because you're not walking. You gotten the insight, you gotten the idea, a vision is placed into your mind, and you're like, instead of you coming with the specified plans, specific plans to get there, you start to overthink the plans in your mind and never really take the steps to get there. And I'm asking you today, are you going to step up and say, hey, that burning fire of desire, I'm going to act on it. Hey, I've been feeling the urge, I have this desire to create art. Even though I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell it, I have this desire to create this art, so I'm going to do it. I have this desire to get my poetry out and turn it into a business. I'm going to do it. I have this desire to bring myself here as a healer, as a coach. So I'm going to take my life experiences and put that. I'm going to do it. I have a desire to bring out my holistic wellness shop. I'm going to have herbs. I'm going to have leaves. I'm going to have teas. I'm going to have soaps. I'm going to have whatever it is that you have. That burning desire has to come out. Whether you're an esthetician, whether you do hair, right? Whether you're doing the locks, I want you to understand your burning desire is put in your heart for a reason. A lot of people's hearts are cold because they're ignoring the fire of their desire. Look, when you find something that you fortify your heart, it strengthens your heart because you start to love your life more when it has purpose. Right? A person's heart that's sad is because they feel like, yo, why am I here? What's the purpose? The fire of desire brings a fire underneath in the heart, right? It keeps the fire burning, it keeps you running, it keeps you alive, and that goes through the windows of the eyes of the soul. So that fire of desire keeps burning, and it goes out. You can see it through the windows of the soul, through the eye, because of the vision that the desire has. With a desire, you don't just see what's in front of you, you see what's possible for you ahead, and you see what's inside of you. So no matter what wall you see, you're like, my desire is so strong, my faith is so unwavering, my persistency is unbreakable, that guess what? Whether or not I can see what's gonna go next, I see how I'm going to go regardless of what happens. And because of this fire of desire, because of this burning sensation, because of this unwillingness to give up, Because of this way of you have to navigate. You say, I'm going to go around the situation. You become so good that you cannot be ignored anymore. Your fire becomes so bright that so many people are seeing it. They're like, where does this smoke come from? Right? Well, I'm smelling this new creation. It's like a barbecue. The barbecuing of your gift. Instead of burning it up, though, you're transmuting. You're transforming states. So I need you to get passionate about the ideas God put in your heart. I need you to get passionate about how you can bring your gifts out here. I need you to get very passionate about the reason why you're here, right? And I need you to get passionate about what you can do before you leave here. And in that passion, somebody says, find your passion, find your fire, find that desire, and keep it burning passionately. And do it with all that you got, with faith that it's going to work out, with persistency even when it doesn't work out. Even when you look, what seems like failure to you is a call for readjustment. And you're like, I'm going to readjust. I'm going to navigate a different way. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to look at it from a different vantage point, from a different perspective, so I can turn my life around and turn this boat to the right direction. So at some point, you have to say, hey, what has happened to me in the past that stopped my dreaming? One of the beautiful things about Martin Luther King is he always had a dream, but that dream was supported with a fire of desire, with a fueling sensation, with a sensation that fuels the fire, that you can hear the passion and the very essence of this man, of this leader. And likewise, you can hear the passion and the fire and the voice of so many leaders when they have a burning sensation to produce out of the seed of their gift a tree that's going to feed the world for many years to come. And you're like, what is this tree? This tree looks like your business. This tree looks like your family legacy. This tree looks like the healing you do for your family that triples down into the DNA of your family. That's what this tree is. And guess what? You got to have a burning desire inside of you that says, listen, I don't care how much I have to water this plant. I am going to keep watering it. Look, I do hair. I'm going to keep doing that the best way. I don't care if I have one client this every week. I'm going to keep doing it. Right? I don't care if one person shows up to my class. I'm going to keep doing it. You have to keep the fire of desire alive by staying alive, even when it feels like you're underneath the ground, even when it feels like you're not transmuting, even if it feels like you're not growing, even if it feels like you're not going where you want to go. I want to remind you, you got to keep the fire of desire alive, regardless of what you think is happening. Because the moment that fire stop burning is the moment you start burning. The moment that fire stop burning is the moment you start getting inflamed. The moment that fire stop burning is the moment you try to tap into artificial light just to see something, just to know that you exist, because you can't even see in the midst of your own darkness because you don't even know what you're here for. So what I'm telling you is step into the light. Step into the awareness of what's possible for you when you follow what God put in your mind, what God put in your DNA, what your ancestors left for you to bring out. Sometimes your ancestors started a work and it was for you to continue it. Your ancestors started a work, it was for you to continue it. God started something through somebody else, it's up to you to continue it. But your fire of desire, you doubting yourself so much that you're not stepping into the role that you were meant to keep the lineage going. And you're like, I don't know if I have it in me. You have it so much in you that it's in your DNA. You have it so much in you that it's in the ether for you to connect spiritually at any time and get this infinite wisdom that will allow you to bring forth into this world, into this age, what the world needs. Really, your fire of desire is a heat to a soul in the world. Your fire of desire is supposed to be here when blisters and storms come to rampage your city. That's supposed to be that heat, that light, that source, your gift, your store. Your business, your idea, your book, your mixtape, your song, your art. All of that burning sensation to reveal your gift is in you for a reason. All right, so we've been detoxing all week, and I'm gonna ask you this. With this burning sensation, why have you been throwing so much water on it? Now, some people, they got a fire, right? And they use it to cook. Some people, they see a fire that's uncontrolled. They're scared of it because a fire that's not controlled and used properly can be destroying. So a fire of desire, unorganized towards a specific venture, if you just desire everything, you might burn up everything. They say the jack of all trades is the master of none. Well, guess what? The jack of all trades can burn all of them up. Somebody says, I'm going to become so passionate that I'm going to ignore everything and everyone around me just to pursue what I feel certain about in the moment. So they go and they have a sense of certainty and passionate about something that they don't have enough information about. So they go and destroy with their passion because their fire is spreading all over the place. And then they didn't come to find out that their passion was not on the basis of truth, was just the basis on something they adopted, and they didn't really look at it. So what I'm saying is, let your fire of desire come from the innate place where intuitively you know this is exactly what I ought to do. Your fire of desire got to come from a place that's deeper than, oh, I seen somebody do that, I like to do that. A lot of times people say, what's your passion? And you like, my passion is, in reality, that passion did not necessarily came from the seed of your gift. It really came from something that you saw, heard, and you really thought it was your passion, but you were actually just really focused on that in that season of your life. But as you grow, you start to realize, oh, this was not my passion to begin with. In fact, I've been living out my parent passion, and I thought it was my passion. So some people become a nurse, a doctor, or whatever, just for their parents, or a cop. Oh, every person in my family was a cop. I got to be a cop. Every person. So they do that, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's my passion. That's my fire of desire. And they're wondering, like, why don't I feel fulfilled? Why do I feel like I have to pull myself? Like when you was in college, you're like, okay, I want to do accounting. You're like, that's my passion. Now you're old, you're like, I don't even like numbers. I don't know why I want. Somebody told you that you'll make money doing it, then that's why you did it. So I need you to also, that fire of desire, I need you to analyze your desire. Because if a desire is not the true desire, it might be the one burning you up. You might have a resentment for the very thing you put yourself in a peak state of belief. You resent that very thing. So every day you're like, I'm getting up, going to work, doing this, and you say, oh, that's my passion. But in reality, it's so much not your passion that you're actually dimming your light by being in that situation. And I'm here to tell you, sometimes you really have to reconsider. You have to listen in, right? You have to listen in. You have to tap in to that intuition. You got to go into the, okay? So a lot of times, what's happening for people is not only they're suppressing their fire of desire, they're misallocating it, or they're having too many passions. And now they're burning up every single room. They're not, look, sometimes you gotta focus the fire. If you have coals, you can't put an individual coal here, a coal there, a coal there, a coal there. If you had wood, you can't put a piece of wood here, a piece of wood there, a piece of wood there, a piece of wood here, a piece of wood here, and then you put the pot on one piece of coil or wood. You have to put all of it in one pile, create a base so that you can put the shoja, all my Zulus know what that means, the pot right on top of your fire. So what's happening is people are getting so passionate. Oh, I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about that. Their passion, their fire is being spread all over the place, and it's not burning to create a flame that is heating up the pot, creating the nutrition that you're gonna need to keep fueling your dreams. So what's happening is if you spread yourself all over, it's hard for you to focus on enough to bring out that gift in order for you to cause the photosynthesis of the seed of your gift. And that comes with a burning sense of desire. In addition to that, it comes with a discipline of consistency. That's you watering, showing up every day, doing that thing. Even when you don't see the plant, you don't see the root, you don't see the tree, you don't see the fruits, but you have faith. Right? You have faith in the intelligence of this seed. Look, if you feel like, yo, this is what I'm here to do, have faith in the intelligence of that seed. You have to have faith in the intelligence of what God gave you. Just like I planted an avocado, I have faith that this avocado is going to grow and give me avocados. I have faith that this mango is going to grow and because I have faith, I'm able to invest in it. A lot of times, the reason why you can't show up and water your plant every day is you don't even believe there's going to be any fruit. So though you like, oh, I'm going to get myself to water it today. I'm going to get myself to do that thing today. I'm going to get myself to run that business today. I'm going to get myself to create some content today. But you don't really believe it's going to turn out to anything. So it's easier for you to let up when you can't see ahead because you cannot see within. The moment you have that faith that mixed with your burning desire and you have organized plans to carry out your desire, nothing's going to stop you. So the fire of desire keeps burning when it's fueled by faith. The fire of desire keeps burning when it's fueled by consistent action. The fire of desire creates something when it's fueled by consistent action towards specified plans. Consistent action towards certified plan, specific plans. What is the plan is that you want to run? The burning desire keeps on burning. Now, you're like, yo, what if I'm trying to show up the plan and nobody shows up? What if you got to understand that the more you keep putting into the fire of your desire, the more you grow this bonfire that the world can no longer ignore. So if you are worried about whether they showed up to your fire or whether they show up to your drumming circle, you're not going to keep putting in that fire to make it big enough. Not so that it can destroy, but it's so that it can provide light and heat. Be like the world. You are the light of the world. Don't suppress that light. You got to believe that it's in you. You have to believe that it's going to create something. If you don't, then you're going to give up. You're going to quit. And then now you're going to be resentful and angry and bitter. And you don't want that, right? The sweet emotions come when you keep cultivating your plant. You're going to eat of that sweet fruit called success, or called your product, called your business, called impact, called you leaving something here in this world. A lot of people, they can't go through the bitter seasons because they can't go through the bitter season because they don't understand that it's sweet at the end of the cycle. You're like, man, my life is so bitter. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for me sometimes when I show up and there's nobody, and I show up every day. It's a struggle, but you keep doing it. Oh, shout out the pretty face cheat, by the way. Yo, it's a struggle, but when you keep doing it, you just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep showing up. You keep showing up. And guess what? The fire of desire keeps on burning, and you get better. The more you show up, you get better. You're like, what's my showing up? What is it that you know you need to do to carry out the plan? Ask yourself these questions. The brain is not coming up with certain answers because you're not asking certain questions. So I want you to start to change the questions you ask. You're going to receive different answers. So you have to keep the fire of desire burning. You have to understand that you have to fuel it with faith. You have to fuel it with consistency. And then you have to have organized plans in order to carry it out. Okay, so these are some principles that are sound. Not just sound, reviewed, organized. We've been reading the book Think and Grow Rich, and that's from the Bible itself. So what I just told you, just this whole episode, I want you to really listen to this. Listen to it again. Right? Go to edtalksdaily.com/287. You'll be able to listen to this podcast. The reason why I say this is because it seems like it's not, oh, do this, do that, do this. It's like a mindset thing. But you have to realize that these are the formulas. It is my desire that gets me up every day. It is the fire that's burning inside of me that allows me to do the speech, right? But the moment you suppress the fire with limiting thinking, stinking thinking, the moment you start putting down the fire with not being a certain way, with habits that don't serve you, the moment you put the desire away by sleeping on yourself, by that I mean you know what's really can happen when you're awake, but you choose to sleep. The more you do that, the more you're suppressing your light. And all I'm asking for you to do today is reveal your light. Let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Don't I say that every day? That's that burning desire, that burning sensation. So I want to remind you that you have the unlimited power within you to achieve whatever it is that you want and to construct the person you were created to be. But first, you got to start to let the burning desire become a real thing. The fire of your desire is the sunlight towards the seed of your gift. The faith is what keeps you watering the plant every day. The watering is the specified plans that allows you to carry the seed of your gift into a reality. Okay, persistency and consistency is the labor that makes all of this together. Knowing that though you don't see the fruit, but it will come off the tree is what allows you to keep doing it. And then also drinking tea from the leaves as the tree grows is ensuring that even though you don't have the full benefit of what you put your life towards, you are enjoying a piece of it every day. That the very act of doing this, the very act of bringing it out is part of the enjoyment. So you're not even worried about when you're gonna eat that mango off that tree, when it's gonna be the time when you made it, when it's big. You're like every day, I'm going to enjoy just the journey. Like the journey itself. Like I love to drink the tea off my burdock root, but the root is still underneath the ground. You're like, man, I got no root yet. Look, I want you to remember, if you keep the root underneath the ground and you stay strong, you're gonna get these leaves. I just want you to boil some tea, baby. And what I'm saying is, do the best you can get from what you're currently producing, do the best out of that. And be patient enough to keep watering, fertilizing that plant every single day, and getting rid of the weeds that may be intruding the environment that's stopping the growth of the tree of your gift. Look, the tree of life, of vitality, of excitement comes from the seed of what you came out here to bring, and itself makes you important. Your gifts will make room for you and will bring you before kings and not mean men. So you gotta develop your gift and you gotta bring it out every single day. Keep the fire of desire burning alive, and it will keep you alive, baby. Shout out to Ralph Smart. Feels so good to be alive, baby. That's my message, and I'm sticking to it. It's the Holistic Motivator. I want to thank y'all for tapping into this episode of Ed Talks Daily. Remember, stay in your power, man. Share that light. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. Go back and watch this episode. Go back and watch it. edtalksdaily.com/287, or go to edtalksdaily.com, or come back on my Instagram. You'll be able to watch the live video. So I am out. It's been an amazing day, and listen, I need you to stop running away from what you feel you should do with your life. Stop running away from what you've been feeling since 5 years old. Stop running away from what you've known since you were brought here. Like, you know you need to do this, but you're like, I don't know. Now is the time. Now is the time. You are suppressing your own light. Stop doing that, man. Okay? Stop doing that. All right, now. Y'all have a good one, you hear? I'm out. If this episode of Ed Talks Daily was very empowering for you, imagine how it would be like to be in a room with me, to grow with me, to move with me, to do all of this breathing and exercise. If you want to be able to tap into more of what the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe is all about, text TRIBE to 561-510-9605. That way you'll get a link where you can join a community to support you along your journey of healing, growing yourself and your business. Go to riseandprime.co to try out this powerful holistic rising routine every Monday and Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. You don't have to join, you can just try. And if it's empowering, if it's something that you can apply and you can do every day, then I recommend that you sign up, get your membership active, and become part of the tribe. Remember, stay in your power, stay blessed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.